and along the way, you really meet some amazing people. And, you know, the industry is somewhat full of nasty people at times, and there's so many good people as well, but sometimes we get clouded by, you know, the nastiness at times and the sharks out there, I should say. And I suppose that's in every industry. But, you know, there's one guy that I met back in the day, and I actually met him before Idol, by the name of John Foreman. And he was the music director on, do you remember that little show with that, you know, that old man with the big face called GMA or something? Yeah. So at around about 9 months or so, I kept on like sending my demo tapes into Channel 10 because I just wanted to be on Good Morning Australia with Bert Newton. I never got a reply. I never sent in another one. Like I was a little bit, you know, persistent. Like every 2 weeks I'd send in something. New headshot. And eventually, when I was about 16, they called. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to be on GMA, I'm going to be on Good Morning Australia with Bert Newton, I'm so excited. I told all my friends at school, they're all looking at me going, what are you talking about? Because everyone's obviously at school when that's on. Maybe I took too many sick days. Anyway, so I ended up going on there and I looked like an absolute idiot because I over-groomed myself even at 16. I went to the chemist and got bubblegum blue eye contacts. No jokes. You could even tell Bert Newton was just like, what's in his eyes? That's when he could see, actually, because he can't see when he was old. I can say that, I'm not offending him, he's a friend of mine. I'm actually in his will to sing at his funeral. I am? Yes, I am. Not that we've spoken any rates at all yet. I'm going to have to hit up Patty for that one. Apparently she looks after all the accounts. So I'll give her a mate's rates. The lower end of the 6 figures. I actually shared a dressing room with Bert for about 6 months, and that was hilarious. And then I did another show with him. Let's just say that, because he gets, you know, as he got a little bit older, he starts forgetting. He starts mumbling a little bit, doesn't know what he's talking about. So I thought, I'm going to play on that, aren't I? So every time we were doing this show called Wicked, and every time in between scenes, he would come backstage and go to the dressing room and put on his dressing gown again. And I thought, I'm going to stuff with his mind here. So I got his dressing gown while he was on stage and I put it in the fridge. So he comes back in and he's like, and I could see for about a minute he thought he was going like schizo. He's like, Anthony? I'm like, yeah, Dad. He's like, you seen my dressing gown? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, okay. So he just sits down again, and he loves Diet Coke. So there's Diet Coke in the fridge all the time. So I said, Bert, go on, can I have one of your Diet Cokes? Can you get me a Diet Coke? He's like, oh, okay, no problem. Goes to the fridge, and he's literally standing there going, why is my dressing gown in the fridge? So this went on for about 2 weeks. And I didn't tell him, but I told Patty. Patty's like, keep it going. And then when we did Grease together, we were in the production of Grease, and his dressing room was across from my dressing room, and he loves chocolate. And so he also likes a good Kit Kat. So what I did, I'm a bit of a mean person, but I thought I'm going to trick him again. Because sometimes I used to rock up to work and go, I got you a Kit Kat. He's like, oh, thanks, Sam. Got you a Kit Kat. Thanks, Sam. So about 3rd, 4th time, I decided to unwrap it very carefully, and I took the 4 fingers out of the packet and I sort of sealed it up, like you couldn't tell that, you know, I'd taken it out. Then I slid it under his door with a note. Here you go, I didn't want to disturb you. And when you're old, it takes a while to walk, doesn't it? And then to bend down, whew, I've seen him bend down, it's like this, everything cracks. I thought this would be funny. He obviously got to it and picks it up and he was very disappointed. And I just heard him yell from his dressing room and I'm sitting there going, evil laugh. He totally got me back because he had to walk on stage with a prop at the start of the second act, and I had to be on side of stage with him just after he goes on, and I had to follow on. And he had to go on with a flask, that was his prop. And he goes, Anthony, I've forgotten my flask. Can you quickly run back? Like the overture was started and everything. I went, no worries, Bert, I'll go and get it for you. He organised for the crew to be there with a video camera for when I got back there, because he had it in his pocket. And he put a sign on his door basically saying, F you. And he wanted my reaction to that, so he's got like a whole audience waiting for me to go, Bert needs his flask, blah, blah, and I just saw it and said, you. Okay, yeah, you got me good. And then I walked on stage, because he was already on stage by that stage. You know, obviously we broke character, and he's looking at me going, don't worry. He thinks I'm singing the prayer at his funeral. I'll be singing, sing hallelujah! Anyway, where was I going with that story? See, I go on tangents. I just speak. I apologise in advance. I'll walk. So I was talking about John Foreman. So that's how I met him. And then on Idol, obviously he was our music director, and I have become best mates with him, and he's the loveliest guy, and we've written a few songs over the years together, and I absolutely adore him. He's the nicest guy in the industry. And I wanted to share a song with you tonight that we've recently written. Don't worry, that's not vodka, it's just coconut water. I'll get on vodka later too. Espresso martinis, actually. Yeah. And I wrote this song with him in the past year, and yeah, I've been working on some new material, and I thought I'd like to share some of that stuff with you tonight. So this is a song that I wrote with John, and it's called Incomplete. Sorry guys, I'm talking about time, sorry.
I miss you, I miss the way we were. I need you there in my life. I want you there the way we were. Can't have you close and know it's my fault. I wanted something more. I'm selfish and I'm torn. I thought I could have it all. I'm incomplete. I still keep aching for you. It's not your fault. You deserve to be adored. You're selfless and I'm flawed. I know he can give you more. I'm incomplete. I stand here naked from you. I'm incomplete. I'm broken off the floor. Oh, I did this to me. I did this to you. I did this to everyone we knew. Left incomplete. Incomplete. I'm incomplete. I stand here naked from you. Oh, I'm incomplete. I'm broken on the floor. Oh, I did this to me. I did this to you. Oh, I did this to everyone we knew. Left I'll give